nails on a chalkboard, Geithner. Okay, so he's come out and made some speeches. Look, he seems to say some of the right things. He says, oh, you know, the bailout, we want to end it as soon as possible, and that we want to pass new laws on making sure that we get control of the derivatives market. Now, those things are good, but I know the specifics of what he's proposed. Remember, he proposed the derivatives loophole that was going to be a $50 trillion loophole. So, yeah, it's easy to make things like, oh, yeah, oh, we should regulate derivatives somehow. Let's write it in a way that it's not really regulating, right? So I got huge issues with what he claims he's doing because we know what he's actually doing, right? But in that story, there's this two amazing facts that I wanted to share with you. Do you know how large the derivatives market in the country is? $600 trillion. That's a number so large you can't really quite comprehend it. It is overwhelmingly larger than our entire GDP. I mean, it's not even close. They're not even in the same ballpark. $600 trillion derivatives market. You see, that's the whole enchilada. And in the article, it explains, hey, you know what? It's true. When the reason that Lehman Brothers went under is not because of anything that was happening in the real economy. They had made these derivatives bets, and that were so large, so overwhelmingly large, that when things went south a little bit, well, it wiped out the whole company. Because if you got to pay a couple $1 trillion bet off, you know who has that kind of money sitting around in the bank? No one. So you go, oh, do you have it? Oh, no, you don't have it? Oh, well, boom, collapses. So that's why you have to go after the derivatives market. The second interesting thing is just credit default swaps. And those were some of the most troublesome parts of why we crashed the economy. It's a $60 trillion market. That's the real problem. That's why it drives me crazy when they're like, oh, well, the subprime mortgages. Yes, I know that's what triggered it, right? But that's not the heart of the problem. Oh, and then we have this, and then we have that. No, it's the derivatives. It's a $600 trillion market. If anything goes slightly wrong, it crashes the whole global economy. I don't understand how it's not obvious to everybody. So now we turn to the bonuses that they're getting by gambling in that derivatives market. And again, Geithner. Okay, he says that he's upset that the bankers have been irresponsible. You've been a bad, bad boy, Mr. Banker. You know, I am really disappointed in how irresponsible you've been. Oh, you really? You thought they were going to be responsible? We told you this before. The Lehman Brothers guys and the Bear Stearns guys, Lehman Brothers guys made $1 billion between 2000 and 2008. For themselves, the top 5 executives. That's it, okay? The top guy took over $550 million and went home with it, okay? Their CEO. And then when the company goes under, and the Bear Stearns guys, top 5 guys, made $1.4 billion. So when the company goes under, they're like, oh, we've been really irresponsible. Oh, we've been so bad. Sorry, Tim Geithner. We'll see you on our yacht. Because they already got the money. So, I mean, look, you almost have to be stupid to talk about irresponsibility. That's not the point. Geithner, your job is to set the rules, not hope and wish upon the kindness of bankers. Okay? No, your job is to say, okay, here's what you can do, and here's what you cannot do. Okay? And I don't give a damn how responsible or irresponsible you think you're going to be, because I set the rules. Now, here's one way that you can set rules. Hey, you know what? Shareholders, the people that own the company, get more of a say in who's on the board. So they control the company so that the executives don't loot it. Guess who was against that rule? Tim Geithner. Okay, how about here's another rule. You know what? Why don't you, instead of taking the money in the short term in bonuses, you have to keep the money inside the company. Now, to be fair, Goldman Sachs does this on a 5-year scale. It's not that bad a way to go. Okay, so why can't other companies do that? It's important that the government say that, because if the government doesn't, then the CEOs and the bankers, et cetera, have the incentive to take all the money out as soon as they can. And then if they'll do it again, and then what'll Tim Geithner do? He'll come back around and go, tut, tut, tut. I can't believe these bankers have been irresponsible. He drives me crazy, man. I mean, either he thinks we're stupid, and he thinks, watch this, I'll pretend to yell at the bankers again. They've been irresponsible. Or he's stupid himself. He thinks if he tells the bankers enough times to be responsible, that they won't take all the money. even though they have all the incentive to take the money. I'm going to tell you one last thing about this, okay? Look, remember the guy we hired, Tom Hank? You know, he's still in Chicago. He's going to come here. He's part of the crew now, right? And he made this analogy in the first place, and it's a great analogy. That's why I keep coming back to it. Look, a guy like Geithner is the ref in the game, and so it's kind of like the ref calling no fouls. So Kobe goes up for a dunk, and somebody comes over and jackhammers him, right? And then the ref doesn't call a foul and says, "I won't ever call a foul." And he goes to the guy who fouled Kobe and goes, "Tut, tut, tut, you have been irresponsible." Meanwhile, Kobe's bleeding from the head, okay? And the game's not going on. You just lost your star player. Everything's in chaos. And then next time, you know, Lamar Odom goes for a dunk, guess what the guy does? Jackhammer, right? And then Geithner comes over again and says, "No, I'm not going to call a foul. You get the ball. But you've been very irresponsible." They're not going to work, okay? Your job is to set the rules so that they play within those rules. Geithner is a total and utter loser. Or he's just part of the bankers and can't wait to leave the Treasury Department and cash in like a mother effer later. Don't think it hasn't happened before. Don't think it hasn't happened before under Democrats. Bob Rubin, Treasury Secretary for Bill Clinton. He's the one that began all this deregulation in the first place. Geithner and Summers are both disciples of Bob Rubin. Matt Taibbi was talking about this recently. Bob Rubin deregulates everything, goes over to Citigroup. Citigroup winds up taking advantage of that deregulation. They merge, they get larger, and then they play these games with derivatives, et cetera, et cetera. Later, by the way, Newsweek asked Bob Rubin, "Hey, what about all these derivatives? That seemed to kind of go awry." He's like, yeah, I haven't really been in the game for like 15 years, so I don't even know what those derivatives do. Bob, you're telling me that you're the smartest guy, in handling the economy over the last 2 decades. Everybody praised the Bob Rubin. You're the Mac Daddy of it all, and you don't know what derivatives do? You haven't been in a game in the last 15 years? Now, you want to know what Bob Rubin has actually been doing over that period of time? So he went to Citigroup. They did the deregulation, as I told you. So what happened to Bob Rubin? Citigroup paid him $115 million. It's weird. It's kind of like they profit from making sure the bankers can break all the rules. And later when Geithner does that, somebody else, the new guy will turn around and go, "I can't believe how irresponsible Geithner's become." I hate to break it to you, man, but that's the way the world works.